Okay, this is video 6 of the T4 day van build. A bit noisy at the moment. Got a new toy there, Essential. It's absolutely freezing and you can't really paint in low temperatures. So that's the van all prepped up for the Raptor. Wasn't really anything on it. There's a little scrape there, dent in the back here. There's a little ding in the back here that I did. Getting it into the unit, that's all done. There was 2 tiny little dents there from a bicycle rack. Looks as if a bike rack had been pushed onto it too hard. There was a little dent actually on the arch. The main one was in the door here, that's all out. The painter's in shortly. I think he's going to spot prime these areas again. Still waiting on the filler cap. I think I need to do that separately. So yeah, it's all good and ready to be spot primed and then masked up and painted later today. I won't see any of that, it's Sunday. I'll be going home and the guy's coming in shortly to paint it. If I'm here I'll video it, if not it'll be grey Raptored. And then it'll be me on to fitting the diesel heater, which is in there upside down waiting. Okay, we're in paint. It's a grey matte satin Raptor. Nice finish. Obviously look better when all the van's back together, but that's gone on well. It's got a smooth finish. The filler cap turned up late, which is annoying. I'll do that separately. Okay, let's start putting it back together. Okay, change of plan with the diesel heater. Wasn't happy with fitting it under the seat. It is a bit too close. You have to put a shroud over the tank. But I found out I'd got a swivel double seat, which is here, covered in stuff. So I thought I'd go for an option of fitting the diesel heater over on the side there. So with these, to fit, basically, wherever you're going from, bring a pipe in here into the diesel heater kit piece through the sender unit, which you lift out, push it back in. Basically just got to make sure you're facing it at, I don't know, if you're looking at 12 o'clock, it needs to face at sort of between 10 and 11, these 2 hoses. Connect that. There's a feed going up through to the fuel filter and then back down again to the pump itself. That is, there's electrical trunking on there actually to help, and then I'll put sealer, get that absolutely solid when it's all in situ. So now I'm going to fit the split charger to the leisure battery. Again, I've got to secure that down. So, okay, moving on to the plan now, which is JKZ, I don't know, whatever, is a kitchen pod here. I think I might shape it to go back slightly. A kitchen pod ending roughly, excuse me, in front of the wheel arch. I don't think I'm going to go for full units. It's just going to take up too much time. What I'll do is I'll leave space, or actually buy, if I can, a second-hand rock and roll bed. So fit a rock and roll bed there, some kind of cupboards front and cupboard back, so you've got storage under the rock and roll bed. Kitchen pod there with basically just the cupboard to the diesel heater and the leisure battery. A cupboard here, but it'll all be set up if you need to put cooker top on. I'll just leave it ready, formicaed in 15mm ply and covered in formica that I've got. T-trim edge. That'll definitely be done. May run that back for storage above the wheel arch against the rock and roll bed. So you can create some sort of workspace area. Not too sure yet. Plan's changing all the time, so I'm going to get this back together now. Put the 2 feed pipes on, put the pipe onto the heater, split charger fitted. Yeah, see how far I can go with that. The split charger and cables fitted. What I do with that is go from the battery. There's a grommet just for some kind of breather, it looks like, for the blower fan. You come down through the under the carpet, through the centre section here, which is the least wear. I normally come along the left hand side of the handbrake sort of fixing area there, and then I've got to go, I whether to go under the floor and come back up with it, or just run trunking across. Not too sure yet. Done that before with the kitchen pod here. You can run cable trunking. It's kind of hidden behind. Again, still to work that out. So I'll go for get that back together, which is under the passenger seat. Basically just got a top on. That's a cracking idea for fitting diesel heaters. The T5, it's tanked down. You know, it's only a couple of hours more, but how much easier is that? Okay, let's get that back on and then get the split charger fitted. Okay, it's another day. It's Saturday at the moment and it's 1.6 degrees in the unit. So the heater's going to go on. If there's any noise, I'll talk over it. Yeah, that ain't good. Right, let's get warm. Okay, that's the first fuse in from the battery and gone through the bulkhead with a piece of the same wire there, the multi-strand, through a grommet, and it's also got conduit over it as well, so that's 100%. So as ever with T4s, this is always, every one I've had, this has been loose here, don't know why. There should be some sort of clip that comes off. So I'm going to high heat glue that back into position, and that's under the cab sorted for the split charger. Okay, that's all that done, and the sound deadening back on there, glued in place. That's absolutely solid. Again, I'm going to be even more transparent with what I do. Ignore this muck, that's from the spraying. This underbody will be jet washed, no, not jet washed, steam cleaned. This expansion tank will be off, completely cleaned out. You can see here I put a new air filter in, even sort of cleaned up, degreased and painted the cover there. Everything that needs doing will be done. So, well, yeah, new plan with the channel. Be more into what's going on, because like many, I've only put about 5% of what's actually going on with YouTube, and not myself, I don't do that, but with the business, well, yeah, there's a hell of a lot more that goes on. So I'm going to shut up and get back on with the inside now. Okay, I'll route the wire that I've pushed through there, coming down just left of the gearbox, gear lever there, sorry, and round. Yet to think on where to go with that. Just need to put a bit of shrink. Just make sure this is actually a, yeah, it is a live. I'm puzzled me that does why somebody will. This is obviously off another build. The van I had loads of spare wires, but there's a positive AWG wire there with conduit with a black shrink wrap on. So I automatically thought that was a negative, but yeah, it's a positive, so I'll put a positive on there and go from there across to the leisure battery. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. In the past I've done with another pod, sort of come out here and gone across the front. I think I'll do that. Obviously the unit is going to come out roughly to this black line there, and I shall probably go in from the side and have all the electrics for the pump and the electrics for the heater there, and then just come around the back into the leisure battery. Okay, regarding the build, I'll put a pod there. I've got quite a few ideas. I might do a pull-out pine bed there. Only problem is with that, obviously, it'll kind of end I'll need my GoPro back. Dealing with a heater that's making a load of noise, parts in the van, and using a mobile phone. I'm going to have to get my GoPro fixed. Okay, so the bed will come out to here. I'm going to have a pull-out section on that, or seating around the back. The only thing I don't like with that is you've got no rear access from the back doors. So I might do a section that side, section this side, with a removable piece there that goes on the back here, with a lift-up lip there. Obviously, if you're head and torso at this end, your feet, there's not much weight on the piece over here. So somehow if it's seats and a double bed there, with a table in the middle, or a table here. Actually, yes, I'm going to put a table in the middle, build one up, formica table in the middle, which could double up as the back section of the bed there. And there's a swivel seat here. From the pod there, I'll have a table coming out. Right, that is going to be the build. Unless I find a rock and roll bed, which I haven't yet. And even if I do that, it'll be too long here for a full, and it'll be too... I'm leaving a massive gap there if I buy a 3/4. Right, shut up and get this done. Okay, getting there. Again, ignore the mess, that carpet will be immaculate. So the obvious jumped out in front of me there. Swivel seat here, single base, drivers over there. So I've come across on the right hand with the wire to the leisure battery, come across tight to the raised section there, left of the gear shift, across past the front of the handbrake, front of the driver's seat post fixing there, and then under the driver's seat, and it'll be secured to that section that comes out here and in the back of the unit, which will be there. Just, yeah, the obvious. I was going to come here and across, but why do that when you've got an open front driver's seat? Yeah, the amount of times that you change the way that you build vans is unbelievable. It just, every now and again, it just jumps out the obvious that why don't I do this? So yeah, I've done that. Okay, I'll get the diesel heater wired up now. The exhaust underneath I've extended. I'll show a clip of that, put the exhaust section back on, and I think it comes out sort of rear wheel area, just past the side of the body there. It'll come out there. At the moment I've just got the two pipes together, and then wire it all up and just basically make sure that the diesel heater's working, and I'll probably stop the video there. Yeah, the two T5 day vans I had, they've both sold within a few days of each other, so pressure's off. Done well with that. Somebody from Newton Abbott picked the silver one up, and a buyer in Dundee has bought the blue 4Motion, so all good. I'm looking for more T5s. Okay, they're pretty easy to set up, these diesel heaters. It's gone quiet at the moment. I'm at a good temperature with my burner, so sound should be better. Okay, I've got a good earth point from there. That'll be behind the ply lining. Cable, literally all that'll go through there is the two cables from the split charger needs an earth, and the battery, leisure battery, needs an earth. Okay, so got the split charger at the back there, fuse for the power going in to the battery from the main battery and the split charger. So I think that is a good point for that one, straight on the floor if you need to get to it, get to the fuse on that. So yeah, regarding the fuel, obviously you've seen me take it from here around there described. Fuel coming in, good way to do these, in fact the only way I do them. It'll obviously be a bit further up piping. I'll buy some more of this, make it a bit neater. Cable ties on everything, it'll all be, but yeah, test method on this one. Fuel coming in, filter vertical. Okay, when you first put these on, they'll go for a couple of minutes, and you'll normally get that code E8, which is an error, as in no fuel. So unless you can use some kind of vacuum to get the fuel through to the filter, connect quickly, that'll help. But I'm only coming from the fuel tank, which is just here, so give it another cycle. Let's see if it'll go straight back into it. It should do, because it's not hot. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll spat its dummy out for now. But give it a minute, let it, I'm thinking I have to power down anyway. Go back into it, switch it on. And the second time I normally get it. Sometimes it's 2 or 3, but once they're primed, they'll normally start within 30 seconds, a minute, and be hot within 2.5, and then off you go. Well, just waiting for that to stop. Okay, underneath the van you've got the power cable coming in there, all trunked up through the floor. You've got the exhaust from the diesel pump, this one away, shiny, going back. I'll come to that in a second. Obviously the feed back into the diesel pump coming through. It's really awkward to show actually underneath. And the air breather here, there's a nice recess in the chassis up there, that'll get secured into there, be nice and dry and away from any water. So I'll just move to the back of the van. The heater's on at the moment. That's the pipe and that's the exhaust, which will be brought out to the edge of the van here. Ignore all the muck again. This entire van is going to get lana guarded or stone chipped, wax oil, over the heat, and then here this will be secured to the side of the van here with the exhaust exit just slightly pointing down here, so the exhaust gases, which if you fit it right there shouldn't be any. You can see from that there's nothing coming out of it. Okay, back in the van. Okay, all done, it's working. So it took 2 or 3 starts to get it going. You get the E8 error, turn it off, turn it back again in the end. Right, off and on again. So in the end I did actually pull through some fuel into the filter, quickly back on, and off we go. Bit of assistance there as the battery was dropping quite low. I've not got the van battery connected yet or running, so obviously I'm just going from the leisure battery. So yeah, all good. So when the kitchen, that's nice and hot coming out of there now. That's on number 2 setting. It goes dim actually when it's in sort of standby and running. Yeah, so kitchen pod will be here. Everything won't even be recognisable. I'll have that all squared away and as it should be. Fuse will be on the floor there. I think that's a good place for it. Split charger will be visible at the back of the unit. Cables going out behind the ply lining. The pump I'll secure to the side of the pod here, and the door access I might actually have a cutout in that actually, so when it opens it goes over here and finishes round about there. But it's weird the way these work. That's not hot, but the air coming out is red hot. So what plastic that is. Yeah. So you got the split charger relay instructions there and the diesel heater instructions there. They'll come with the van. So I'll end this one here. Thanks for watching, and the next one will be, well, the van will be tidier for one. All the paintwork's been done. That's in the start of this video. The cab will be back together. I'm waiting on a driver's seat. I can't put the one in it that's in it. I've looked at Audi TC seats, Alpha seats, Saab seats. I'm not too sure what I'm doing. Either way, it'll probably end up being a black seat if it's Saab or Alpha, and then I need to get a black cover for the original here. Having said that, there is an original captain seat in Leicester for 165. I don't know whether to do that or not. Yeah, so seats back in, leave the cab as is for now. Back here, I shall probably do the cab after all the ply lining's done. So next video will be the basically the interior back together, the floor down, all the carpeting, ply lining done, windows out back in again, that hasn't been done yet, roof lining back on, main roof lining, cab lining, roof lining, and in the end there was curtains in this vehicle, so I've got curtains at home at the moment they have been washed. I'm talking too much. Right, I'm going to knock it on the head. Thanks for watching. The next one will be in here.